But Travis, he was loose. He was coming up with great stuff, and she tries. We go, what the hell did that mean?
Don't do that.
You'd think the Swifties would have learned by now to keep a seatbelt buckled on at all times, but nope. This fandom went zero to hysteria real quick when whispers started flying that Taylor Swift might be gearing up to drop her 12th studio album. Cue the emotional roller coaster, tissues, detective boards with red yarn, and playlists labeled TS12 manifesting. Word on the street, aka an insider whispering just a bit too loud, was that Taylor had the Republic Records team on red alert, supposedly prepping for another seismic Swift quake in the music world. But just as Swifties were charging their AirPods and prepping those all-night Twitter vigils, the report that started the frenzy got a sneaky edit. That whole dramatic sentence, poof, replaced by a dry little, and there's always Taylor. I mean, rude. Naturally, chaos ensued. Fans flooded X like it was their job. Some screamed, TS12 is coming, like it was the apocalypse. Others had full spiritual awakenings over cryptic earrings and Easter eggs buried in old Instagram captions. One theory? The deleted line was a cover-up, and Tree Payne pulled some behind-the-scenes strings to keep the drop date under wraps. Suspicious minds stay suspicious. Because, let's be real, this isn't Taylor's first tease rodeo. The girl once slid 12 I's into a sentence and had people rewriting their wills over it. Back in April 2024, she dropped the Tortured Poets department, and fans haven't stopped sniffing around for clues ever since. Flashbacks to October, when Swifties thought she'd do a surprise release just because Jonas and Shawn Mendes postponed theirs? Yeah, it's giving main character energy. And now, with her and Travis living their best life, Montana getaways, lunch in Ohio, surprise karaoke in Nashville, it's basically a Hallmark movie with secret album lore tucked into every scene. And don't even get fans started on that Grammys look. 12 jewel earrings? 12? Swifties are not okay. They're already analyzing every blink, every outfit, every crumb Taylor drops, convinced she's about to shake the music industry again, just maybe with a little country twang this time. Meanwhile, Duff Goldman's trying to literally walk the walk. The cake boss himself decided to jump on the Swiftie training train, except, more sugar high than high-performance athlete. Turns out his wife casually mentioned that Taylor prepped for her Eras tour by running through her entire setlist on a treadmill, and Duff, bless him, thought, yeah, I can do that. Cut to Duff on Instagram, marching on a treadmill with a guitar like he's auditioning for a rock opera version of the Great British Bake Off. The man sweating bullets while jamming to Bryan Adams' Run to You, which ironically is exactly what his legs are begging not to do. And he's doing all this in prep for a baking expo. Yep, not a world tour, not a Super Bowl halftime show, but the IBIE 2025 in Vegas. If you thought carbs and cardio were enemies, think again. His band, Foie Gras, because of course that's what a group of chefs call themselves, is apparently taking this gig seriously. Duff's like, if Taylor can slay stadiums, I can at least survive walking while playing bass. But it's not all frosting and power chords. He says the treadmill speed and song rhythm are totally out of sync, like trying to waltz to dubstep. His brain's overheating from all the multitasking, and we're just hoping he doesn't drop the bass or faceplant into the control panel mid-riff. Still, Duff's seriously fangirling over Taylor. He's calling her one of the hardest working legends out there, and honestly, fair. Meanwhile, on the opposite end of the cardio spectrum, Lola Tung's biggest workout was trying not to collapse when Taylor waved at her during the Eras tour. Yep, no treadmill, no guitar, just pure unfiltered fangirl meltdown. Lola's chillin' by the stage with the Summer I Turned Pretty author Jenny Han, vibing to False God, a track that had already made the show's soundtrack, when Taylor hits them with the old heart-hand gesture. Boom, instant emotional KO. Lola nearly hit the floor like someone had announced a worldwide shortage of iced coffee and serotonin. Now Lola's still emotionally spiraling from that wave, sharing the whole saga on The Tonight Show like it's a therapy session. And honestly, we get it. If Taylor looked at us mid-performance and did anything resembling human acknowledgement, we'd probably black out and need smelling salts and 3 business days to recover too. Fallon tried asking Lola for her favorite Tay track featured in the series, and she couldn't even pick. She started name-dropping Delicate and The Way I Loved You like she was spinning the emotional roulette wheel of heartbreak bops. Turns out Taylor's entire catalog is basically the unofficial emotional guidebook for the summer I turned pretty, because of course it is. Love triangle drama? Check. Nostalgic tears? Check. Brothers fighting over a girl named Belly? Triple check. And yes, the final season trailer is practically a Swift fan edit with Lover's Daylight slow dancing over Jeremiah's scenes and Red's title track crashing into Conrad's broody return like a breakup tsunami. And get this, Jenny Han didn't just hope to license a Swift song. Nope, she went full handwritten letter mode. She literally sat down and wrote Tay a note like it was 2009, and she was trying to get a pen pal slot with the Queen herself. Honestly, respect. Speaking of iconic female leads living out fanfic-level dream scenarios, Selena Gomez is planning a wedding so dreamy it's basically the Met Gala with vows. Yep, the Only Murders in the Building Queen and her kitchen whiz boo Benny Blanco are tying the knot this September in Montecito. And no, this isn't your average Pinterest backyard wedding. We're talking a 2-day celeb-stacked extravaganza where the guest list probably includes more Grammys than most music stores. Sources say the invites have already been mailed, and girl, they are bougie. Everyone's been told to pack overnight bags like it's a music festival, but for love, couture, and bottomless rosé. And yes, Taylor and her touchdown-scoring boyfriend Travis have scored golden tickets. Can you even imagine Tay strolling in, hair blowing in the Montecito breeze, while Travis tries not to spike the wedding cake in celebration? Insiders are whispering that Selena didn't schedule the whole thing around Taylor, because let's face it, no one rearranges their big day for anyone. But she really wants her BFF there. Like enough to maybe threaten to reschedule the bouquet toss if Taylor gets stuck in traffic. And Travis? He's basically the plus one of the year. So yes, everyone's hoping he shows up and doesn't challenge the officiant to a game of catch mid-ceremony. Apparently, the September timing is strategic, since Selena's schedule is about to go from soft glam and skincare launches to full chaos once fall hits. Benny, for his part, says the wedding's going to be chill, but insiders are like, chill by whose standards? Because this is a couple that casually did a prom-themed engagement shoot and dropped it on Instagram like it was a Tuesday. Honestly, between the love, the location, and the guest list that reads like a Spotify Wrapped, this wedding's already shaping up to be the celebrity event of the season. And the crown jewel of that guest list? The couple of the decade, baby. Taylor Swift and Travis Bracelet Boy Kelce. But can we rewind for a sec and talk about how these two even became the pop princess and touchdown king duo? Because, spoiler alert, it wasn't as smooth as one of Taylor's Grammy speeches. Flashback to July 2023. Taylor's fresh out of her brief Maddie Healy detour and back to being an independent girly on tour, breaking hearts and ticketing systems city by city. Enter Travis Kelce, tight end with a plan and a bracelet. The man rolled up to her Eras Tour show in Kansas City with one mission: deliver a friendship bracelet with his number on it like it's middle school but make it NFL. Plot twist? He didn't even get to meet her. Tay was too busy saving her voice and slaying 44 songs like a musical gladiator. But Travis? Oh, he's not a quitter. He ranted on his podcast about the failed attempt, probably while sipping Gatorade and wondering if he should have just DM'd her like a normal millennial. That rant went viral, and guess who heard it? Miss Swift herself. According to insiders, she found the whole thing adorable/bold, and suddenly, boom, Cupid's arrow hit harder than one of Travis's tackles. Turns out, some of Tay's inner circle was already low-key rooting for the guy and helped pass his number along. Even her baby cousins were allegedly fangirling in front of his locker like it was some kind of teenage prophecy. Not long after, the stars aligned and they had their first secret date in New York City. Real hush-hush, real rom-com. Travis flew out, probably had a pep talk from everyone he knows, and somehow didn't fumble it. Now here we are 2 years later, and they're not just surviving, they're thriving. From locker room whispers to Montecito weddings and Vogue photo shoots. It all started with a homemade bracelet, a podcast overshare, and a guy who refused to be left on read. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.